Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today's topic is blood flow through the heart. Now I like to think of the heart as having two separate sides and both with very different functions. The heart is separated into the right side and the left side by a membrane or a line in the middle, and this is known as a septum. So the septum basically puts the heart into the right side, which has deoxygenated blood, and we'll be using the color blue for this, and the left side of the heart, for which we'll be using the color red, and it contains oxygenated blood. So in real life, deoxygenated blood isn't blue, rather it's a very darker shade of red, and oxygenated blood is bright red in color. Now we'll be taking the right side of the heart separately and the left side of the heart separately. So the right side of the heart has two chambers, of course. The upper one is called the right atrium and the lower one is called the right ventricle. So the right atrium receives blood from the inferior vena cava and the superior vena cava. So blood from the lower extremities actually drain into the inferior vena cava and then into the right atrium, whereas blood from the upper portion of the body drains into the superior vena cava and then into the right atrium. Now the right atrium is connected to the right ventricle by the tricuspid valve. Now the tricuspid valve, as its name suggests, has three cusps, but since this is a 2D diagram, you can only see two cusps. This can also be referred to as the right atrioventricular valve. So meaning it's on the right side, it's between the atrium and the ventricle. You might come across this if someone wants to confuse you, as in an exam question. So if you ever see a right atrioventricular valve, they're basically referring to the tricuspid valve. So blood comes from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava into the right atrium, then it goes to the right ventricle. After that, when the right ventricle contracts, the blood then moves upward and sideways, and this closes the tricuspid valve. So always remember that valves in vessels help to promote blood flow in one direction. So the blood moves from the atrium to the ventricle, but it never moves back from the ventricle to the atrium, unless of course there's some pathology or there's something wrong with the valve. So the right ventricle pumps the blood to the lung. But how does this happen? The right ventricle pumps the blood via the pulmonary artery to the lungs. And of course the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery are separated by the pulmonary valve. So the pulmonary valve again ensures that blood flows in one direction only, via the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery. So recapping here, we have the blood that comes from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, which drain into the right atrium. Then blood moves to the right ventricle via the tricuspid valve, and then from the right ventricle, blood moves via the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary artery, which then moves the blood to the lungs. This is a summary of the right side of the heart. Now let's see what happens on the left side of the heart. So again, you have two chambers here. This is the left atrium and this is the left ventricle. And of course, in between you have a valve, and the valve on the left side of the heart in between the atrium and the ventricle is known as the mitral valve. This can also be referred to as bicuspid valve or the left atrioventricular valve. Again, when the blood moves from the pulmonary artery into the lungs, it gets oxygenated, and then the oxygenated blood comes via the pulmonary vein into the left atrium. As you all know, arteries move blood from the heart to the lungs or the rest part of the body, and the veins drain blood from the other parts of the body to the heart. So blood comes from the pulmonary vein into the left atrium. Then the left atrium pumps blood into the left ventricle. When the left ventricle contracts, blood then moves, of course, sideways and above. So basically what happens is the mitral valve closes. And when the mitral valve closes, blood will then only move sideways, and that is to the aorta. But how does this move to the aorta? Through the aortic valve. And this aortic valve helps to promote blood flow in one direction. So if the left ventricle pumps blood into the aorta, the blood won't flow back into the left ventricle again. And after the aorta, it is distributed to the rest of the body. So recapping, you have the pulmonary vein coming from the lungs. It drains into the left atrium. Then the left atrium pumps the blood into the left ventricle via the mitral valve. The left ventricle then pumps blood via the aortic valve into the aorta, which then distributes blood to the rest of the body. Now the next diagram that I'm going to show you might be a bit intimidating, but don't be intimidated. It's just basically the same things that you've just learned, except I've put it into just one single diagram. So this is the right side of the heart combined with the left side of the heart. Let's go on and see an actual diagram of the heart and see how all of this comes into play. So first, we have the left side of the heart and the right side of the heart. First, we will label our chambers. So we have the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium, and the left ventricle. Then let's label the vessels. So you have superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. After that, you have here pulmonary arteries, and this is the left pulmonary artery, and the pulmonary arteries take the blood from the right ventricle into the lungs. Simultaneously, the RPA stands for right pulmonary arteries. But don't be confused. I just wanted you to know what all these stand for, and all of these vessels, what they actually are, because you might be confused if I just label left pulmonary artery and I leave the right ones and don't label them. And you guys might be wondering what those are. These are nothing except pulmonary arteries, the right and the left ones. For simplicity, what I would do to not clutter the diagram, I'll just keep one pulmonary artery. Then you have the aorta, you have the descending aorta and the aorta above. But then again, for simplicity, I'm just going to leave it as one. Then you have the pulmonary veins, the red ones, because they actually carry oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. Now these are left pulmonary veins, and then on the right side, you have the right pulmonary veins. Again, for simplicity, I'm just going to keep it as one. Now let's come to the valves. You have the tricuspid valve, which is in between the right atrium and the right ventricle. As I said, the tricuspid valve is also known as the right atrioventricular valve. Then you have the mitral valve, which is a bicuspid valve, meaning it has two cusps. And then this can also be referred to as the left atrioventricular valve. Then you have the pulmonary valve, and then you have the aortic valve. After that, you have the septum. So remember, in this diagram, the septum is only showed in between the two ventricles, between the right ventricle and the left ventricle. This, however, is not accurate since the septum runs throughout the in between the ventricles and the atria. So it separates the right atrium from the left atrium, and it separates the right ventricle from the left ventricle. Moving on, let's see how the blood actually flows through the heart in this diagram. So remember, blood flows into the right atrium from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. So blood comes into the right atrium. Then via the tricuspid valve, blood moves into the right ventricle. So when blood moves from the right ventricle then contracts, and it sends blood through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary artery, and then blood goes to the lungs where it gets oxygenated. Then what happens is that blood gets oxygenated in the lungs and then comes into the left atrium via the pulmonary veins, since arteries carry blood away from the heart and veins carry blood to the heart. So in the left atrium here, you can see the blood indicated by the color red because it's oxygenated now. Then it moves via the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve into the left ventricle. From there on, when the left ventricle contracts, blood moves via the aortic valve into the aorta, and then it gets distributed to the rest of the body. Now here's the basic outline of the whole lecture here. You can see what happens in the right side of the heart, and you can see what happens towards the left side of the heart. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, if you want to write it down, do so. This is the whole lecture summarized in just one portion. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon so you do not miss any video whatsoever. And until next time, goodbye.